This is the Heidelberger pregame show, and Coach, we're just moments away of jumping on the bus, heading down south to Columbus North for a championship opportunity to win the sectionals, and if we do, it'll be the 12th straight sectional in a row here at Center Grove, which is a leading item in the state of Indiana. No one in any class has done it as quickly and as fast as we have consecutively, at least as it's going. That's a big deal. But before we get to that game, last week, our first sectional game, had to battle a little bit. Your team dug deep and found a way to get a victory. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was a strange, whole bye week situation, and we may have worked a little bit too hard. I think our legs were a little bit tired for whatever reason. We didn't have the great energy going into that game I thought we would, and then we, get Jalen Thomason hurt during the bye week. So, here we are again shifting gears and trying different things. I thought we faced a very motivated and a Franklin Central team with a lot of pride. You understand, those kids have been beat by us, for 3 or 4 straight years in a row. I try to tell our kids we're never going to match that enthusiasm that they're going to have because their backs are totally against the wall and target this huge target that's been on our back for 3 years. But you got to go out and play physical, and that stuff goes away. We didn't play it quite as physical as we should have, and then they stayed in the game longer, and ended up in the fourth quarter going ahead. But what a great, way to deal with adversity. I mean, you can't even practice that. Get behind the fourth quarter. Offensively, you have to go down and make something happen, and we did. Defensively, you got to get off the field and stop them, and they did. So, great game because we win. It's always tough to win. You only got to win 5, and that's 1. And it all goes from that point right there. If you don't win, the sectional is so hard because it's 2 weeks long now, 3 weeks long for sometimes. It's just a hard part of the tournament to play in. You don't have the emotion that you do in the regional or semi-state.
Well, one thing's for certain. It's a survive and advance. You mentioned it. There's 5 games. We got 1 down. We got 1 tonight. Columbus North comes in at 5-5, very similar to what we were just a few years ago in 2019. They have a brother combo with a quarterback and receiver, top receiver in the state, or at least in 6A. Your thoughts on Columbus North, what they provide? Obviously, they can air it out.
Yeah, I think they're cousins, not brothers, but that's okay. They're definitely related. They definitely understand each other, and they throw the ball up to each other very well. Quarterback is very patient. He doesn't make many mistakes. We got to get to him and get him rattled a little bit. We got to get him on the ground. We got to guard, the one receiver, but we also got to protect against the run game. Something that keeps the coaches up at night is they got a lot of games. They play a lot of gamuts, a lot of trick plays, and you're working your butt off and you're hustling, and you get caught on a trick play, and that's just part of it. So we got to make them pay for anything like that. I think special teams is huge. We got to flip the field on this team, keep them trapped big, and when we get an opportunity to return a kick, go return the kick. But we got to tackle. We got to tackle. We got to tackle. We got to block. We got to block. We got to block. It's about physicality. If we come out there and get real physical with them, in the back of their mind, I think they're going to say, hey, same old. We've been doing this. It's been a great run. So that's what we want. We're here to win and go on. I think they're here just to hope that they can play a good game with us.
This time of year is tournament time. It's also Saturday morning, the 40th annual Center Grove Craft Fair. Proceeds help, obviously, Center Grove football. It's a huge event, become one of the largest, actually, craft fair in the state of Indiana. I know it's your favorite time of year when it comes to that. You'll come, take your picture with Santa, the whole deal, get your Christmas gifts. But anything you want to say about the craft fair?
Well, I personally don't know if it's the biggest craft fair because I don't really scout them out. But I know we do have craft fair scouts out there, and I've been told that ours is as good as anywhere. Really proud for the program. That craft fair just does so much financially for us. Thanks for everybody. It's a huge event to put on and clean up. We got the guys going in different shifts to carry stuff in. Always get great comments from the vendors about how our kids are. So let's really encourage your son to be a part of that and help us load and unload those folks. And if you're not doing anything, come over and get you some peanut brittle or a lamp or everything you want, they have there. It's in the sack this year, so that's even cooler. So I can't wait to see everything. Lots of Christmas ideas and a good way to spend money on the Trojans.
The biggest got bigger. We do have the sack this year, and I know just setting up for that, it's been quite the challenge, but we got it done, and we're ready for everybody to come in and support the craft fair. Finally, Coach, it's that Q&A time. This one comes from Steve Cassie all the way in Ocala, Florida. He's pretty excited about this question because he wanted to know if you jumped out of your chair, fell down on the floor, passed out when you saw Chastain do the biggest move potentially in NASCAR history. I mean, you're a NASCAR fan, but that made your day, I know. and if you don't know, just Google Chastain on last lap. It was amazing.
Amazing. Obviously, when people that have been around racing for 100 years haven't seen anything like that. I've seen little things like that when guys wreck in the wall and they keep going, but never to put the car in the wall. That's good mathematics there to figure out how to go faster. Like I said, told people earlier, Ross Chastain's father and his aunt were in my school in Florida, and I've known them since I've known their mom and dad since they were teenagers. And I followed Ross then throughout his career, and I got to spend time with him at the Speedway this year. And a couple of years before that, we started meeting in the pace car room. So it's been a really cool thing to watch a guy come from just the basics of racing, and he had very little funding, and get on the track and do what he's done. So, yeah, I'm a big #1 fan, the watermelon driver, man, Ross Chastain.
Did you fall out of the chair?
Oh, I jumped up and fell out and fell down, and I was flabbergasted. I just couldn't believe what I witnessed, but just watching to see what the score, where they're going to put the 4 at. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, listen, it's a big game tonight. Sectional championship. That means T-shirt week. If we get that victory, 12 straight, Coach, we're excited for the opportunity your team and your coaching staff has. Good luck. Your final words.
Yeah, kids deserve this. They've worked hard for it. Sitting there yesterday at practice looking at the sideline, looking at all the kids that are hurt. If you told me, Gavin Oaks and Brandon Wheat, weren't going to be Drew Wheat weren't going to be playing for us all year, and Nellums would have got hurt, and Kyle Williams would have broke his arm and been out for the season, and we wouldn't have got to use Big Fisher. I just said we could have won maybe 2 games, and then we lose Eli for half the season. So this team has done a lot. They've come back from a lot of adversity within games and outside of football as well. I think it's really built our character. So they deserve this sectional. We're going to show up tonight, and we're going to play our butts off. We're going to be physical, and we're going to tackle people, I promise you. If you're not doing anything, they're selling tickets at the gate, I believe. I don't know, maybe not. But get down there, watch it online, do whatever you do. But support the Trojans. Go Center Grove Trojans. Beat those Columbus North Bulldogs.